Keltec P32. I put a little bit of nail polish on those sights. I did an absolutely horrible job, but you know, something to give you a little bit of a clue to where the sights are, since the whole slide is flat black. Got a target that stump that's laying down. Targets on the very far to the right. I don't know if you can even see it in the video. It's probably, I don't know, 20 yards away, which is extremely far for this small of a gun, and I suck at shooting. And the target is like 4 inches by 4 inches. We'll see what happens. Let's go see what happened. Sounded like I hit some metal one time. Out here living the RV life. I think the only part of the metal that I hit was the stand part of it. Yeah, that one right there is a fresh hit. Good thing about not being able to hit the target is you don't ever have to put the stickers back on the bullseye. I mean, that's paint, but anyway. So this, I don't know, that's how big that thing is. And those 2 holes are in there. Friend of mine put 5.56 rounds in it. Let's see if I can actually hit it with a decent gun. Got the wife's Glock 17. Let me grab it real quick. Glock 17, night sights. I don't remember who they're made by, meth or something like that. Well, the only thing we're finding out is I can't hit shit. "17 rounds, and I think I hit it one time." Let's go down there and look. Might need to move it closer. Oh, it looks like I hit it twice. Well, hit it once and then grazed it. I'll move it a little bit closer. We'll see what happens. All right. Filled up the clips and we are ready to go now. Move the target a little bit closer. And I think I put 8 rounds into the tree. Let's walk down there and look. It's hard to judge because all those other all those hits are from my M11. So yeah, there's where those fresh ones. So I need to aim a hole or hold a whole lot more to the left. That's what sucks about shooting a target this small. I said 4x4, but it's probably like 6 inches by 6 inches. But the problem is it's hard to figure out your hold if you don't know where you're hitting. Like when it was over there, I had no clue where I was hitting. Minus I could see some of the water splashing. All right. I'm gonna try the Glock. I think I got it a few times. So we can actually count those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 17 rounds, which is absolutely horrible. Let's see what else we got to shoot. This is a Ruger 1022 takedown. I don't think I've made a video of this yet. My wife got me this for, I don't know, my birthday or Christmas a few years ago. It's decent, but I still suck at shooting even this. It was gonna be my squirrel gun, but the 2 times I went out, well, the 2 years I went out, 2 seasons I went out, didn't see any squirrels. This season I've only went out 1 time, so hopefully I'll have luck. Butler Creek 25 round magazine, so nice. Has steel feed lips. The Ruger BX 25 mags don't really work for some reason. They suck, but this one's pretty good. Not bad. It's a pretty decent clip. And then you just pull the bolt back a little bit. And you move that lever. It comes apart. Let me do that where I can actually see it. Goes back together. And then there's a little barrel band on there to tighten it to get rid of the slop, which what I think, maybe this is just me making excuses, I think that messes with the accuracy. Even though both of your sights are on the barrel, I think that if you have it too loose, kind of drips down a little bit, and that kind of makes it where you actually, your hold is a little bit different. So, but that's just me making an excuse. Let's walk down there and see what happens. Not bad. Shooting a little bit high. Probably move that target loader up again and see what happens. It's so dirty out here, I don't even know where to lay this thing down at. I have no clue how that is. Hopefully the that little door handle isn't in view. Well, hopefully that stuff turned out good. So, let's walk down there and see what it looks like. So obviously, I suck at shooting. I'm pretty decent with a red dot or a scope, as long as I know where to hold. Which brings me to my little information tidbit for you. That's decent. So before you get in here and start talking the most amount of shit that you can possibly think of, go to a place where the ground is not level and shoot either high or low, basically when the target is not on the same plane as you, and then come back and talk to me. So look at that. It's hard to capture on film, but target is right here. First time I was shooting it was right by this. Now it's like right there. You can kind of see it. And then I was standing by the RV every single time I shot. So before you get in here and talk shit, make sure that you go and experience this. I hope that you're a better shot than I am, just because I suck. You know, don't want to be like some piece of shit cop and shoot somebody that's in the dressing room because you don't know where the hell you're shooting. Actually, I think his round ricocheted, but either way, you know. So what I am going to do to remedy this, the number one thing to do is just to get out there and train more. But if you have trained to a point where you're pretty decent at your hold and your sight picture alignment and your trigger control, the next thing to do is have a different way to aim. So what I'm going to do, since I have got kind of lazy, I'm going to get a red dot on my pistol. So what I initially started doing when I was carrying a pistol was I carried, you know, I'm an open carry nut. So when I lived in New Mexico, I open carried a FN57 for a long time. Then ammo was crazy and I decided to get something different. So I got a Smith & Wesson MP9 full size, and I carried that openly. And I moved to Florida. You know, you can still open carry, but certain stipulations. Got a bunch of videos on that topic too. But I would have it in a outside the waistband holster and just rock it like that. And then I kind of got lazy and I moved to doing that with the shield. And then I kind of got lazy and started carrying that Kel-Tec. And it's there from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed. That is in my pocket. I got a little flashlight and I got a knife. So I'm lazy. And I think that when you suck at shooting and you're lazy, probably one of the good things to not do is to not carry a small gun like the Kel-Tec P32. That is, it's a decent gun. I've had zero issues with it, but the problem that you run into is that the barrel is really short, so your amount of space between the sights is really small. The sights are really small and shitty, so you know, just makes it harder to actually hit anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to sell both of my Smith & Wessons, the shield and the full size, and I'm going to get the SIG P365 and get the version with the Romeo 0. So I haven't figured out which version, because there's like 4 or 5 different versions of the gun. That's the one that includes that like little Meprolite, or whoever's made by, sight that it basically is, when you take off the optics mounting plate, it goes into that little recess. So ideally I want something that has a red dot on it. So the good thing about those guns is that you can get just the regular P365, and then the XL slide will fit on that frame. So basically if you feel that the slide's too long and it sucks for carrying, you can move to the other slide. So what I want to do is get whichever one's cheaper, and the version that actually has the dot, and then I can just basically change slides to fit what I'm doing, and obviously suck it up and just buy another dot to put on there, because I think that red dot's like 140 bucks. So in case y'all are wondering, those little, can you see them? Those 2 things right there? Hold on, 1, 2. There's one over there in front of the RV, and then there's one right there. Those yellow sticks, those are all, well, that's the septic tank, so I don't want nobody driving over it. That's the one in front of the RV is a giant hole where a tree was, where it fell over, and I haven't filled it in yet. This one is some piece of random ass metal that sticks up. Here, I'll show you. So I don't want to drive over that. And then that one down there by that PVC pipe, that pipe supposedly, I haven't figured this out for myself, but what I was told by the seller is that goes down into the pond, and that's where you can pull water up. I don't know how true that is, but these are spring fed, so it might be possible. But this is our little piece of property. We got like 1.3 acres from basically like over there by that stump to over there where it's cleared, all the way on the other side, and from about there to about there. And then there's a road right up there, just upside that hill, up that hill. So it's amazing. Had the property for like 3 years. This is the second time I've ever stayed the night on it, and it was because, you know, the hurricane came through, destroyed Panama City. We moved to Crestview, and it knocked a bunch of our trees down here. So the grass was kind of like overran and horrible. I mean, we had saplings that were just everywhere. Let me show you some of them. A good friend of mine came out here with his amazing 0-turn lawnmower, and basically what you would imagine needing a tractor to do, he just mowed all this shit down. Size reference. But there's a bunch of them. I mean, some of them were huge. And this area right here, what the fuck is this? This whole area right here was really bad. From that driveway to that driveway to up here by the tree, it was really bad. So all of that's taken care of now. And yeah, prime time. It's an amazing place. My wife doesn't really watch my YouTube videos, so I can tell you this other secret. She knows because she just called me and I told her I was shooting. But she was like, I don't want you guys shooting out there. Lead's gonna get in the water and this, that, and other. Well, like, so what I told her is like, I was like, honey, you know, you don't know, like, the millions of years that people have been alive and on this planet, or whatever number you want to go with. I don't think we even know. But there could have been all kinds of shit. There could have been like toxic waste dumped into this water, you know, or like a bunch of rednecks like myself could have been out here, you know, 20 or 30 years ago, just had straight civil war out here, and there could be all kinds of lead in here. So I try to ideally get my rounds into a stump, a tree, because I'm a piece of shit and I don't hug trees, or, you know, I have some lead-free ammo, but I haven't shot any of it out here. But there's, you know, I try to pick up all my brass if I shoot shotgun out here, pick up those shells. But yeah, we try to keep it clean. But yeah, so there's the more of the story. Rambling video about random shit about how I can't shoot. And, oh, sorry, by the way, if you want to come hang out with me, This upcoming Saturday and Sunday in Panama City, Florida, Panama City Beach, Florida, there is a, let's think of a name to say it, a housewares show where you can go and buy a bunch of housewares and a bunch of different trinkets for your keychain. And I'm gonna have a booth. My wife is actually, no shit, doing some artwork. I'll put a picture of it at the end of the video. She's making me a little piece of artwork to display there, and I'm gonna be selling artwork stuff and trinkets for your house. So if you are randomly in Panama City, Florida, or Panama City Beach, Florida, or one of those little areas, and you want to stop by and visit with me, we're gonna be there having a good time. Gonna get rid of 2 of my cast iron cookware items, and like I was saying earlier, try to move to something more modern, aluminum with non-stick coating. It's easier to use for people with bad eyes. So it's gonna be a good time. Had a really massive fire last night. It sucked. It's been raining for like last 3 days. It took a lot of well, you can see it, fire accelerant to get it going. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pound some waters, grab that 5-round clip from my 10.2 takedown. I'm gonna go over here and see if I can get me some squirrel. And then by these 3 trees right there, there were some crazy ass animals making a bunch of weird noises last night. I'm gonna go over there and see if I can see footprints and see what it is. It's real hard to give y'all a view of property from just the video, but there's the water. On the other side of that is where the camper is, and then here's that road I was talking about. It's just a little dirt road. Basically from those 2 big, that big tree right over there to over yonder a little bit is our other part of the property. When you look at the map, it's actually 2 pieces, but when you look at, like, I don't know, something say like Onyx hunting map, you can find our property. It shows it being 1 piece, but it's actually 2 separate parcels. So getting down here where these 3 trees should be, and we should be able to see tracks, hopefully, from whatever was over there last night. Shine a flashlight over there and you can see 3 sets of little eyes. So there's the RV. There's a random ass reflector. So let's go down here. So the 3 trees are over there. We'll walk over there in a minute. But we saw those little 3 beady eyes last night, and then an airplane flew over because Panama City Beach Airport's not that far away from here. And after it did, whatever was out here just started going crazy. I mean, it sounded like laughing and fighting. Same thing that a friend of mine stayed out here. He was the first one that I know of my friends or family or anything to stay out here. He stayed out here and he said that he could hear something sounded like laughing. Not laughing like funny haha, but like laughing like sinister laughing. He said it was creepy as shit. I thought it was a bird, but after hearing the same kind of thing last night, I think it was dogs, coyotes or something. Let's see. And I can tell by, it's been raining the last few days, and the hike over here, the road wasn't disturbed at all, so nobody has driven over here since then. So, right here, those are the 3 trees. Let's see what kind of marks are down here. No guarantees that we can actually see anything since there's a lot of leaf coverage. But I was starting to think that whatever it was actually just down here to drink the water, but they were just straight staring at us. And you shine a flashlight over and you could just see 3 sets of eyes looking back. But I see absolutely no tracks. Not that you could tell, I mean, because look, there's literally where I stepped and you don't see any of my tracks. Not that I have hooves and dig in, but can't see nothing. It's going to be very interesting to report that back to the wife. Basically try to look in the dirt where there's no leaf coverage and try to see if I can see anything. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like any of the trees have been disturbed. I do think that if it was a deer, they would have actually left little imprints in the ground. That sun glare is horrible. Let's see if we can block that out for a minute so we can see the other side. There we go. A little bit. Probably right here at prime time. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, when the water is low, you can actually walk between the 2 ponds. I say walk, but you would still have to, I'd always throw like a little branch kind of like that in it to get where I didn't have to actually walk through the water, because it would still be fully connected, but just low enough that you could walk through it. That tree is weird. Sorry, probably getting motion sickness. Don't know if we're gonna be able to see that or not. Nah, I think it's below this tree line. Oh, there it is. Probably couldn't see it on the... You had to be watching it. Pull up YouTube on your TV and you can probably watch it. So yeah, all of this over here is our property. From about that big tree to the road. It's kind of weird, the property isn't one just like square piece. It's like rectangle, and then if you were to take a rectangle and put it on like the top left portion of the other rectangle, that's like how our property is. So it's kind of weird. It's connected basically just through the corners a little bit. Cactus. And there's the road. Our property goes to over here, kind of where those newer pine trees are at. Let's walk down here for a minute. See, there's some tracks, deer. When I was walking up here, I walked up from the other part. I saw some tracks, very small tracks, kind of like 4 or 5 toed animal, probably a raccoon or something like that. But you can tell people have been driving back here. A friend that came over here said he thinks it's a county out here cleaning up the roads a little bit. When you go up that road, there's like a meth house, you know, just an old, worn out, beat down piece of shit. And then when you go down my road, where our property is, there's been a old, flattened out piece of shit trailer. It looks like it's just the remnants of a trailer. Can't tell if it was a travel trailer or like a mobile home, but it's just completely destroyed, and it's there, and it's kind of, you know, out in the woods where you think you'd find everything real clean and nice. It's there. It's ugly as fuck. And then somebody recently cleared one of the other little lots and put like a straight meth trailer on it, travel trailer. It's just horrible. I would show it to you on film, but I think that'd be the wrong thing to do. Maybe I'll take a picture, kind of blur it out, and then leave it so you can kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll do that. You can kind of see both of them. But I'll go up here and take a few pictures for you. So much for squirrels and any chance of seeing tracks. But yeah, you can see both of them right there through the woods. So you can see there are older tracks, vehicle tracks in the ground. And then there's my footprints from today. But you can tell that since the last time it rained, nobody has drove here. And then here are those little footprints that I was talking about, the little tracks. Something. It's real hard to see because it's rained since it came through. But it looks like, I don't know, 3 or 4 little toes. You can kind of see as it bites into the dirt right there to climb up that hill. But that's the only sign of animals out here to try to figure out what was making all weird noise and staring at us last night. I took 2 pictures, actually more than that. I took pictures of those 2, the complete trailer ruins, and then the one that's this meth trailer. I took pictures, and I'm gonna put them at the end of this video along with the picture of that artwork that my wife did for the arts and crafts show. And hold on, I was trying to listen to something. So I'm gonna put all those pictures at the end. Instead of trying to find some video editing or image editing thing to blur out the picture of the trailers, I just basically stuck, you know, like the tip of something. One of the pictures, I think it took through some foliage, and another one, you know, you get your something in the closer to the camera that you're trying to, closer than, like, say, those trees. They want to take a picture of those trees and blur it out without software. Just get your camera to focus on something closer, and then see the trees are blurry now. That's what I did with the trailers. Well, thanks for hanging out, and hopefully if you got time and are near Panama City or Panama City Beach, come see us at the little Arts and Crafts show. It's this weekend, like the 8th and 9th of January 2022. There ain't no way I'm gonna see that. All right, take a look at all these pictures.